I want to give some experience and a warning to individuals who may be thinking of participating in violent acts against the federal government surrounding President Trump's loss and Joe Biden's inauguration. Those who are thinking it might be a good time to grab a few guns, Molotov cocktails, pipe bombs, and try to commit acts against the federal government. I sincerely warn you that the individuals who on the 6th of January committed crimes in the Capitol building, those who hurt people and did damage, their lives are going to be very ugly for a very long time. Without going into details, I know whereof I speak. First of all, the feds, they're in no hurry. You may think you've gotten away with all kinds of cool stuff, and didn't we do a great job? They don't have to come after you this week, this month, this year. They've got all the time in the world. Statute of limitations is 5 years. And it is just fine with them if they have no contact with you at all until we're 3 years and 10 months out from now. And then you'll be at work. This will be just a memory of something you did when you were younger. And your boss will come and say, "There's an FBI agent here who wants to talk to you." And you'll go into an office someplace and you'll sit down, and that FBI agent will be so gracious, so kind. They just need some information. You know, kind of fill in the blanks of what happened long ago. By this time, it's not a thing for you anymore. It's not a thing for anybody. Everybody's moved on from that. There is no GoFundMe regarding this. Very old news. And then, not the month following, but a year from then, you get the indictment. It's 4 years and 6 months later, and the indictment gets handed down, and you start the adventure of moving from federal court to federal court to federal court as the process continues through. And I've got bad news from there. It all gets bad. Your life gets bad. Federal prosecutors never lose. They've had all the time in the world to come up with all the evidence against you. They will offer you a plea agreement, and you have one of two options. You either take the plea agreement and do your 3 years, or don't take the plea agreement, go to trial, the feds will win, and you'll get to do 15 years because they'll bring out all the charges against you. And there's always more charges that can be brought to bear. Then, once you're convicted, that federal judge will have no problem at all sentencing you to a federal prison. Maybe you'll go to one that's newer. But maybe if that federal judge decides that that rioting in the federal Capitol building or inciting violence is a bad crime that judge really thinks is important. You might go to the federal facility in Lexington where things aren't nearly so pretty. Prison is always an ugly thing where you're separated from your family and your loved ones and they can't see you very much. But it gets a lot worse. And the judges all know which facilities are a little bit nicer and which are just a little bit less nice. Then, once you go to federal prison, it's very common for you to go to a prison that's 600-700 miles away from those who know you. So that if any of your friends or family want to visit with you, it is a huge undertaking for them to travel across the country. It's a federal prison system. They can place you anywhere. If people want to come visit you, well, they can take a week off and spend, a day or two with you. But after 1 year goes by, after 2 years, 3 years go by, people move on with their lives, and you are not a part of it. Your wife, your children, you're a memory to them. They can't continue with you. And the huge majority of people who are in prison for more than 2 years never get any visitors from any source at all. They are there by themselves. This leaves all alone even after you do your sentence. How screwed up your life is after that. Try to get a job that can pay the bills. Try to get a job that gives any responsibility. Count the cost before you step into this path. The feds, they hold all the cards. You may think you're something special because you got some tactical gear, or because you used to be in the military. Those things are not going to make your life better. They're going to make your life worse than if you just show up with a MAGA hat and a Trump t-shirt and play it cool. Please think on these things. Consider these things before you start down this road.